In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe, Pecan Pie Bars. We are going to a family hog roast this afternoon, and I'm going to bring these pecan pie bars as my contribution to the meal. So they will not be low calorie or healthy for you or in any way trim healthy mama, but they are going to be delicious. For the base or the crust, it's a shortbread, brown sugar shortbread crust. And for that, you need to mix, it says in a food processor, but I don't have a food processor, so I'm just going to use my KitchenAid. You mix the flour, brown sugar, white sugar, baking powder, and salt together briefly. And then you add the butter and you pulse it to break apart the butter until the mixture begins to hold together. You want 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, 1/3 of a cup of white sugar. My sugar doesn't look white because I use the organic cane sugar that's less processed. 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder. No, I'm sorry, 1/4 of a teaspoon baking powder. Eighth of a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to use my 4th teaspoon and put about half of that. So you mix this together briefly. Then you add 3/4 of a cup of butter, and this is going to be dairy-free, even though it's still going to be full of sugar and white flour, and it's still going to be dairy-free. So I'm using my plant-based Country Crock plant-based butter. So my KitchenAid did a pretty good job of crumbling up that butter. And then you press it into a 9x13. It says by 7 by 11 inch pan in the directions, but I don't have a 7 by 11. So I'm going to go 9x13. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup measure just to press it down. You want to press it firmly into the bottom of your pan. Then you bake it at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. For the filling, you want to put in a mixing bowl 1/2 cup of butter melted. It's pretty close to being melted. 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, 1/2 cup of light corn syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is my homemade vanilla. 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. I do not have any whipping cream, so I'm going to use my non-dairy creamer. This is caramel flavor, so I think it will go just fine with this. 2 eggs. and a pinch of salt. And you whisk this all together. You fold in 2 cups of chopped pecans. This crust has baked for 20 minutes. I just pulled it out of the oven just a couple of minutes ago, and you want to pour this pie filling on top of a slightly cooled crust. So that's what this is. It's slightly cooled. So when I pulled the crust out of the oven, I lowered the temperature of the oven to 325 degrees. You want to put this back in the oven and you bake it for 25 to 35 minutes or until the filling is just set. Then you let them cool completely and before you cut them.
And this is what they looked like when I pulled them out of the oven. And this is what they looked like when I served myself a piece at the pork roast. This pecan pie bar was delicious. It was a big hit at the pork roast, at the pig roast. Everybody loved them. They were, if you like pecan pie, you will absolutely love these pecan pie bars. I just can't tell, I can't rave enough about them. They were just absolutely delicious, absolutely bad for you. I don't think there was one ingredient in here that was actually good for you except for the pecans, but they are a decadent dessert that you would only want to have for special occasions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed bringing this recipe to you. As always, the recipe will be in the description box below, and I highly recommend that you give this recipe a try. I think you will really, really like it. Thanks so much for watching, friends, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.